Good evening, everyone. So today I plan to make the first chapter video of class ninth, that is the French Revolution. So the page contains 24 pages where this is very interesting chapter, again scoring as well, and the stories are just like wow, right? So when we heard this name, the French Revolution, you can see it means definitely this is we'll study about France and there is some revolution. That's why the chapter name is the French Revolution. Very interesting chapter. Stay tuned and watch the entire video. Understand? So people say this is the combination of two words, French and revolution. Means French means preferably France, right? Like I am Indian because I am from India. So exactly in France they are French and revolution means change, right? But revolution means when you bring some change with some violence and violence, that is called as revolution. Let's see. So let's talk about the first definition. So when I say revolution means, you can see an action taken by a large group of people try to change the government or form of government or a country by a violent action. It means that either you want to change the form of government or change the government. So what can be the form of government? Suppose in France it was rule of monarchy. Now they want democracy, change of government, right? So this is called as revolution, right? Let's see. So again, very interesting chapter. The chapter starts with the date. Okay, the chapter starts with, yes, the chapter starts with the events of 14 July 1789. So when I say the timeline of French Revolution is 14 July 1, 7, then 8, then 9. So definitely okay, 14 July 1789 was the timeline of French Revolution. At the same time, the capital is all about Paris. So on 14 July 1789, the city was a palace and turmoil. Garam Mahol tha. Now the king had ordered the troops to move into the city. Actually, it was a rumor. It was a rumor. Now some 7,000 men and women, they gathered in front of town hall, decided to form a people's militia. So when they heard king has ordered them to attack on them, now 7,000 men and women, they gathered together in front of town hall, and they decided, for what? They decided to form a people's militia. Now they were so violent, and they broke the government offices for what? In search of arms, because ईंट का जवाब पत्थर से. Now after that they moved towards the eastern part of the city, and there was a prison. The name of the prison was the Bastille, where they hoped to find a weapon. And finally, in the same place, they killed the commander. They killed the commander, and the prisoners were released. There are 7 prisoners. Understood? The timeline is 1789. So this chapter, again, this is actually the climax, not the first topic. We'll like see, right? So just remember the date: 14 July 1789, Paris, 7,000 men and women. They went to Bastille. They killed commander. They killed commander. Commander Ram Ram Satte hai. Now let's talk about what was the reason, what are the political cause, right? What are the political cause of the revolution? So there are political cause, economic cause, social cause. The first one is political cause. So in 1774, there was a king named Louis XVI of Bourbon family. Just remember one very sweet biscuit of Britannia, Bourbon, right? Very sweet. And he became the king, but he found an empty treasure. So when he became the king, he was so happy. My God, I am the king. But when see the condition of the country, it was just like a moe for him. It was just like Chan Seja to take away Sapna. He was so excited that I am king, but there was nothing, no money there because of the continuous war. The entire resource of the France just like drain away. And again, he was a king, so he has to maintain a Versailles, huge Versailles, and the cost of maintaining Versailles was very high, very expensive. Long war, continuous maintenance of Versailles, and also he was a good king in the sense he was helping nature. He was helping nature, so he helped third American colonies to gain the freedom from the Britain. So he support them. He joined hands with the American colonies, and finally he make him free from the Britain, right? No, so if we'll see this, Yes, people say this. Okay, now this war. Okay, people say now a continuous war. Again, he helped 13 American colonies. Now this war added debt, which was already they have taken the loan, and where the money lenders were collecting 10% interest on it. It means that already they had taken the loan. Now again this again loan, so it will going to expanding, right? To meet his regular expenses like maintenance of army, court, government offices, building, they were forced to increase the taxes. So he was bound to increase the taxes because he needs money to run the country. So we can't blame him because when he became the king, the condition was like this. Talmala raha tha France. So for that he has to increase the taxes. Now let's see. Let's talk about the another cause, right? So social cause, people say in social cause, right, the French society was divided into three states: nobility, clergy, and third state. The first state is called as clergy. C is equal to C, where they were working in church. Again, rich, father, bishops. Now nobility, all kings and queens, all royal family belong to nobility. And in the third states, we can see businessmen, merchant, officials, court, lawyer, peasant, artisans, right? Small peasant, landlords, labor. Now, this is the division. Okay, then how can it leads to the social cause? The problem was that clergy and nobility, they were getting some privileges. The privilege was that they were not paying any tax. The tax was only paid by the third state, like lawyer, peasant, artisan, and they were not earning that much. So there were discrimination, right? So people say the French society in early 18th century was divided into three states. I told clergy, nobility, and third state. Only member of the third state paid taxes. And in France, pedant made up of 90%. So this all will pay the tax, and only small number of them have their own land. It means that out of 90%, only few number have their own land, that too small land, and rest they were actually working under someone. And believe me, by working under someone, they can't be a rich person. They just maintain their 2 days of meal, right? So 60% of land was owned by noble and church. So out of 90, you can see 90% peasant, 60% land was captured by them, and the member of clergy and the nobility, they enjoy certain privilege based on birth. Got it? Understood? Now, the noble again they enjoyed feudal privileges. It means no need to pay any taxes. All the dues were, just for you free. Go, jao apni zindagi jiyo, right? The peasants were obliged to render service to the lord. They were forced to serve under the lord king in his house, and also they were participating in the building road and also in serving army, right? So these are the causes which leads to the French Revolution. Now let's see, when as we know, to maintain the like in the palace, he introduced taxes. So he introduced two taxes. One is direct, one is indirect. So under direct tax we have tithe and tail. Tithe means tathaya tathaya tithe. No, it was a tax levied by church compromising of 1/10 of the agricultural produce. Suppose I am a peasant of France and I am earning 10,000 rupees. So I have to give 1,000 rupees as a tax. In case of Delhi, it was a direct tax given to the state government, means to the king only, right? And the number of indirect tax was also collected everyday consumption like salt and tobacco. To surprise, salt was a basic need. Still they were taking tax. And in India, we'll study in class 10 chapter 2, like Dandi March, salt law, right? Now, again, we'll study about the last is all about the economic cause, right? So the economic cause is like that, in 15 and to 1789, there was a huge rise in population. So in 1715, it was 23 million, but in 89, it became 28 million, means 5 million population rose, increased. And because of this increase in population, the demand for food grains also increased like that. But the problem was that with the production of food grains, the the demand of the grains with the product with the increase in population, the demand of food grains could not go in same pace, and because of that, the price of bread, staple diet of France, rose very fast. And the most of the workers were employed as a labor, whose wages were fixed. but the wages did not increase with the rise of price. Just think for a moment, I am earning 10,000 rupees and I am giving 10 rupees tax. Now the tax increased to 20%, but my earning is same. I have to suffer, right? And because of this thing, it leads gap between poor and rich. Those who are rich, they become rich, and those who become poor, they become poorer. And this is, it leads subsistence crisis. At the same time, there was a drought, there was hail, as well as reduce in harvest. Can you imagine a situation? So in the next class, we'll discuss about the role of middle class. And first, definitely subscribe and share my channel. You don't subscribe, I don't care, but definitely you should share among the students and teachers, so it will benefit them. Thank you everyone. We'll meet again with the part 2. Thank you so much. Bye bye.